Broadway.com. Welcome back. It's Leslie Odom Jr. This is the second week of the behind the scenes. We're taking a look back at the vlog I made for Broadway.com 4 years ago as we gear up for the release of the Hamilton film on July the 3rd. Let's talk about that trailer a little bit. Who is excited about this movie after seeing this trailer? I have to tell you, Tommy sent me that trailer. Tommy Cale sent me the trailer a little bit before it was released, and I was speechless. He wanted to know what I thought, and I didn't have much for him. It knocked me out. The beauty, just everybody just looked so good, and the songs were remixed. I think on some level I was expecting to see the B-roll, like I was in the show, and so I experienced B-roll a few times of as I was expecting. I'm not throwing away my shot, and I know what it looks like, but it didn't look like anything I'd seen of the show before. It was new. These images were new, and he made us all look so gorgeous. So I was really moved by it, and made me very excited to see the movie. What about you? What'd you think? Let me know. Send me questions at Ask Odom Jr. and I will answer in the episodes to come. We are going to skip episode 2 of the vlog. I was learning on the job, you see, and so episode 2 is quite bloated. I think it's 23 minutes. If you have the time and the interest, it's a great episode. Go back, take a look. But we're gonna skip. I don't know if I'm gonna do every episode on here, but we'll skip to episode 3 and see what was up. I'm starting the show now.
Broadway.com. Thanks for coming back to another week. You're watching Aaron Burr, Sir, backstage with Leslie Odom Jr. I'm Leslie Odom Jr. This week, not quite as bloated as last week, but still a lot of fun stuff. We went to Facebook Live. We had a Q&A with the staff at Facebook. They treated us real well. It was a lot of fun. This week was The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Crazy experience. Matter of fact, let's go backstage to The Tonight Show right now. Backstage to The Tonight Show. Let's go.
The late night couches was not something at all that I was expecting doing a Broadway show. That's not really something that is something for TV stars and movie stars, but because of the fact that they were keeping the show so private, we weren't doing television performances. Really, you can count on one hand the amount of television press moments we had, performance-wise. Of course, we had the long-form interviews and stuff, but we weren't doing the Thanksgiving Day Parade. We weren't doing the Today Show and stuff. And so because of that, there was enough interest in the show that, we were getting invited to sit on couches instead. It did an amazing thing, for our careers as far as general awareness of who we were. It actually helped us out a lot, all of us.
Hello, how are you? I love you. She worships you.
Nicolette's family, they Father of the Bride and Father of the Bride Part 2. I learned this early when we were dating. That is those are huge movies in that family. You have rainy day movies in your house, movies that on a rainy day you'd watch over and over again. Those are 2 of theirs from their house. So she loves Marty Short. As do we all.
Survived. Now, we go do a Hamilton musical. So on 2 show days, Saint Javier Munoz makes the company cafecito in his room, which is a Cuban coffee. He's going to explain to you his process. It is a second show-saving drug. Let's find out how he does it. Newsy's own David Guzman. Say hello to Broadway.com.
No show.
What's up?
That's all the fun.
Got some dishes for cafecito in Javi's room.
Everyone's nice. What up, y'all? Who's that? Newsy's everywhere.
I really think that when somebody looks back at this cast list, when they do the eventual, inevitable, where are they now? I think this might be one of the one of the most talented groups of people ever assembled. It's just astonishing from the ensemble on up to Lin. Lin obviously has exploded like a meteor, do meteors explode? I don't know. But he's exploded like something that explodes and is beautiful when it explodes. But then we also have, Anthony and David and Philippa and Oak and Ephraim and Ariana. I mean, it's a really, and we knew it then, I knew what it was. I knew that I was lucky to have a spot on this all-star team even then, but people are even exceeding what I thought we might be able to achieve. It's extraordinary. It's a really special group of folks.
I played the fence.
I was just going to say that.
So I think we're going to do a little round robin we're going to ask questions of everybody.
Javi's gonna answer this question.
Okay, Tina, Javi's gonna start. Her handle is Philippa Sue _.
Yes.
She says
Pippa.
it's Pippa wanting us to say her to this. Pippa says, who's the funniest person in the cast and who's the most serious person in the cast?
As I stand here with Anthony holding a pillow on my shoulder, I'd say the funniest person in the cast is Anthony.
No, it's Oak.
Anthony and Oak shared a dressing room, so Anthony would know.
Ephraim's a dummy too.
Everybody's got a quirk that's hilarious.
Who's
Everybody's
the
got
most serious? Leslie.
Leslie.
Like no. We don't want to do a round robin on that.
Listen, I had quite a bit of the heavy lifting to do each night for this show, and it was so important to me. And so while on other shows I probably would play around and stuff backstage more, I mean, this show I didn't have the time or the energy to do that. So I was a little serious, but I could laugh at myself. I could laugh at my seriousness.
We, as I promised, I told you I was going to introduce and interview one of my favorite people in the theater. Here he is.
How you doing?
For the world to see, this is Jimmy. It's Jimmy, our door guy. Jimmy, how long you been here? How long
37 years.
37 years at the Richard Rogers Theater. What's your favorite show that's been here?
I loved In the Heights.
In the Heights?
And of course now I love this because of this guy right here.
Imagine all the history Jimmy's seen, the people that have come in and out of those doors, man.
Okay, but you don't have to say names, but who's the biggest jerk? Tell me a story about, like, sort of, has there ever been any tantrums or sort of like,
I want the
like
dirt.
Say a name. You used to go out and not sign autographs. There's 3 kids.
It has been so long, I don't remember the name that Jimmy said. I really don't. Broadway.com, you've got the raw footage somewhere. Please pour the tea. I don't remember who he said.
Oh God! Oh, you've been here all that time, but before that, you were a vet.
Yes. I served on the Intrepid. That's docked down there on 46.
How long did you serve in the Intrepid?
From like August, I was 17 years old. 17. Till like my 21st birthday.
Do you have that picture?
I used to be young one time.
Okay, do you know who that is? That picture? You guys should go back and like circle it. That's Karen Olivo, Jimmy's girlfriend inside his head. Or maybe it's not inside his head, It wouldn't surprise me that 2 very special, beautiful people found their way to one another. They had a special bond while Karen was there doing In the Heights. And so Jimmy keeps her picture in his wallet.
I'll just sing what Patti LaBelle sang.
Okay.
Oh, give my regard to old Broadway. And tell you make me laugh.
I should have let him sing more. He really does have a nice voice. It's beautiful. He plays around, but I think like the beauty in his tone, the beauty of his voice shows like how pure his heart is. Special
We
guy.
are
Jimmy.
at Facebook. We're gonna do a Facebook Live from my page about music.
I'm getting that
It's
right
gonna
now.
be super awesome. Then we're gonna do a talk back thing with the whole cast.
My buddy Mike he was really responsible for making the connection with with the company and Facebook.
Just answered my own question. Got so many Facebook pages, it's ridiculous.
It's a family affair today at Facebook. It's pretty dope. Broadway.com. Hey, he's back. Broadway.com. This is Jen. Jen is Lynn's dresser. Dresser to the stars. I can't believe we dragged her out of the theater to Facebook.
This is so much fun.
Broadway.com. She's here again. So I'm eating pretzels.
And I'm loving.
Julie Jen.
Yes.
Facebook Live.
Hi, I'm Rory O'Malley, and I play the king.
Rory O'Malley, my guy, my Carnegie Mellon buddy. The fact that we were in the same class at Carnegie, the fact that we found our way to the same Broadway company at the same time still blows my mind.
How long has the room been named? The room where it happened?
About 8 months.
Leslie.
Feel it in Braille.
Even if you're blind, you're gonna know that.
Even
that's the
in
room
Braille,
we're
it
talking
looks cool.
Oh my
Get a pic of that.
Yeah.
And now it's a book. Now it's the title of a book that none of us are gonna read. Maybe some of us will read. I ain't reading it.
Now we go do a Hamilton musical.
We've got control of your camera, Leslie.
Taking over.
We're taking over. Sorry.
You'll never
We
see
stole
your
the
precious
camera.
camera again.
You'll never get it.
Never get your precious camera again.
Okay, let's do an Ask Odom Jr. in real time. Ask Odom Jr. in 2020. You can send me your questions with the hashtag Ask Odom Jr. on Twitter or on Facebook or Instagram. Really, I'll figure out a way to search it on Instagram if you'd like to send it that way. And I'll answer the questions in real time. This was always one of my favorite parts of this show. So, Melissa Sims, thank you for sending your question. Melissa Sims, your handle is at Emo Drama Dork. Me too. She asks, what are you most excited for with the Hamilton film release? I'm most excited about the access. When I grew up, I didn't grow up going to see Broadway shows. Any tiny bit of exposure that I had to the world was through cast albums, or then once I got to college, once I got to university, it was in the library watching VHS tapes. And so I got to share with Lynn how meaningful it was to me that this exists. About a week and a half ago, because I just feel like I've taken so much. The theater's given me so much, you know. I've taken so much from that proverbial well that's there for us all. It was in college that I watched the VHS of Pippin for the first time, and I watched Sunday in the Park with George for the first time. And so to get the opportunity to put a little living water, put a little water back into that well that we all draw from so much is just deeply meaningful and satisfying to me in my life. Long after I'm gone, long after the show eventually closes on Broadway, this record will exist. And so I'm most excited about that, the access. Thank you for your question. At Lynn BLM, Black Lives Do Matter, Lynn. Lynn Marie GM is her handle. She says, Leslie Odom Jr., what was the process of filming Ham on Broadway like? The process was, fairly simple. They brought in cameras. They brought in a bunch of cameras. I think a couple of handfuls of cameras at 2 separate performances. And we just did the show like we always do the show. Nothing fancy. Nothing fancier than normal. We learned early that you kind of had to perform Hamilton, the musical, like it was the Grammys every single night, because there was always somebody out there that you cared about. So we did the show like we'd always been doing the show. And then we did a day and a half of pickups where they brought the cameras on stage and got in close and tight for some moments. We didn't do the whole show when they came on stage, but they picked a few moments that they wanted to get in there, and then they cut it all together. So it was a fairly easy process. I love Lynn's line. Lynn's saying that we are maybe the most well-rehearsed cast in film history, because this is after 500 performances or so of the show. Did we film it? Thank you for your question. Claire at StarKidCFA. FK. Forgive me. She says, at Leslie Odom Jr., will you and Nicolette show Lucille the film? Does she know and or care about it?
Tell me all about Oak.
You got it. How does the song go?
And I'm at a Hamilton.
That's my little girl. Keep sending me your questions at hashtag Ask Odom Jr. We'll get into more of what I thought of the film, at a later date. But send me your questions. I want to see them as we get ready for this July 3rd premiere. But now let's keep going with the show.
Miss Tanya Pinkins, Miss Vianne Cox.
Wow. They came on the same night.
I had to get my book signed. This is my 8th time here.
Okay.
And
so,
this is my first time.
I wanted to talk about
8 times.
Eight times.
I've been
8
there
times, first time. I would love to talk about the difference.
I notice now when you guys are playing with each other. I know the difference between what the choreography is and when y'all are having a little moment with each other. So, it's like this whole very personal thing for me. And the whole show has made me interested in history for the first time in my life.
So happy to have you here finally.
Thank you, Leslie.
It means a lot because that's what we do as performers. When something is working, when we see something working, because it's a miracle. It's a miracle when a show works, man. There's so many things that can go wrong. You imagine if Paul had gotten the calculations wrong on the costumes, or if David Corns' set wasn't the perfect set, or Howell Binkley's lighting was a little weird. Any one of those things could have tanked the whole, experiment. So that's what we do as performers. We go when we see it working right. When you see the band's visit, or Caroline or Change, or Rent, or when you see it really working, you're like, I gotta go back. August Osage County. You gotta go back and analyze it, pick it apart.
History, personal history, and cultural history.
I love Vianne and Tanya too. I love them both so much.
In many ways, and it has just opened up my heart because it's been closed for a while.
It's an inspiring show.
It's an inspiring show. I'm so thankful I was here tonight.
They're both like my favorite kind of actor. The people that really add, they both add things to scripts, things that are not on the page. They honor what's on the page, but because of their own idiosyncrasies and their own uniqueness, they both add things to their characters that you don't just find in the words. They're both so extraordinary, both of them.
Check in with. But yeah, the experience that I had watching you guys do that, it was just watching you do something wholly original and specific.
This show is, thank God
Filled
it's going to
with
change.
Yeah, how about that score? That Janine Tesori, Tony Kushner score and libretto for Caroline. Please get out of here. Get out of here.
Supposed to fit into it, and how nice or not it's supposed to be.
I'm gonna leave these women alone. I'm gonna offer them a drink in case they want.
Mama, I'm sorry. I called you a maid. Great show. I'll see you again. Come back next week. Send me your questions.